Hey guys, it's Reef Guy 92 and I'm going to give you guys a quick tank tour of my 175 and the updates that I've done on my refugium. So this is the 175. It's a 175 gallon oceanic bowfront aquarium. It's a 6 foot by 2 foot tank with a bevel, of course, which goes around to 17 inches on either side. Beautiful tank, well lit with right now at this point 2 XR30W Radeon Gen 2 LED lights. I've got mostly SPS coral in this tank, and I've got a number of tangs, clownfish, and kind of the regular standard run-of-the-mill fish you can pick up pretty well at any local fish store. The only fancy exotic fish that I have are these 2 specialty clownfish. These are bullet hole clownfish that I got from a place called Pro Aquatics in Florida, and I won these on a free fish Friday contest. I got 2 of the fish. They've been doing fantastic, perfectly healthy fish. Have been wonderful and never had any issues. A lot of the other tank mates in the tank with those clownfish are Banggai cardinals, some green chromis, a yellow clown goby who loves to perch on that coral. I've got a blue regal tang, sailfin tang, yellow tang, regular clownfish. I've got a cleanup crew of Nassarius snails, some crabs, and a couple of other big turbo snails. And then I also have a white sleeper goby and a orange spot goby. The white sleeper goby is the sand sifter. The orange sleeper goby is the lazy one who does nothing. Abundance of coral, like I said again earlier, mostly SPS coral. I've got some bonsai, an unknown acro that I picked up a while back, some green slimer, orange setosa, pink bacillopora, green montipora, Mystic Montipora, which is just kind of a little dull right now, but it's a beautiful coral. And again, more green slimer, some deep water acros, pagoda cups, some more LPS corals, a couple of really nice brain corals that I have there. Red dragon, one of my favorite corals. A little bit slower grower. Sometimes it grows really quickly in other people's tanks, but it's been a little slow for mine, but it's been a wonderful coral to have. It's a red Montipora plating. Another one here that has some blue polyps that's still waiting to color up. There we go. Some green torch, more Montes, some LPS corals there, candy cane trumpet coral. This is a newer one that I've got that is I want to say a blue body green tip slimer. My friend always wants to say the other way around, but I think it's the way I think it is. Some red planet that's coming up and coloring up. Got my rose tip bubble coral, Montipora, Grinch Montipora I should say, and some couple unknown acros, some zoas, some bird's nest coral. This big beauty I got is a blue acro that I picked up a tiny little frag years ago, and it's grown really good. And that's the tank now at this point sitting. I've had the mineral mud going for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, and I'll show you guys that. So this is the custom stand that I made. It is a metal frame stand, and then this is the wood facade that I put on over top. Again, I've changed the color lighting so that's not really quite true to color. It's very washed out, but it'll give you guys a better look at what we got underneath the tank. So I'll pull back the facade, which is just held on by magnets on the metal pole. And we can see here I have a Cadlight skimmer. It's actually underrated for the tank. It's up to about 100 gallons, that skimmer, but I've been quite happy with it. I know some people don't like running skimmers on and off, and I've actually decided that I'm just going to stick with one skimmer, a little underrated, and it's been good results. This is a bunch of hammer coral that I picked up from a friend, kind of my frag tank spot, and then there's the mineral mud. Mineral mud I actually added to this frag setup. Now this is a 50 gallon tank underneath the tank, and I added 2 1 gallon pails of the mineral mud to this tank. The actual thickness of the mineral mud, if we can zoom in here a little bit, back up a bit, it's probably a little over an inch and a half, which is what they recommend to make it a anaerobic area. And I'm hoping that that's going to work out well for what it needs to do with the denitrification. And also it's supposed to add nutrients and stuff to your tank. Color wise on the corals, I haven't noticed a whole lot of difference at this point in time, but I mainly got it for these 2 mangrove plants that I've got. Here we go over top in the bottom here. And those 2 mangroves now, the one has actually, if we look back, started to root. So I've been very happy about that. And it took a little while, but we got a root coming out there, and I believe a little bump on the other one starting to. So I'm really looking forward to that taking off and actually having this as a mangrove and maybe more of a show fuge than just having a big ball of Chaeto, which I still do have in the back, which is a great spot for pods. My plan is to have this more of a little bit of a planted tank and kind of show people how cool that can actually look. Now I've got my auto top off here. That's just a 5-gallon jug with a siphon feed into a float switch, which controls the water level. And right now it's a little bit low, so that's just draining and cleaning up now. I've got a DP4 Jabeo auto doser, which I've set up to run the alkalinity, calcium, and magnesium on a daily basis, I think up to 4 times a day. I also have a battery backup, which runs the main pump if there is ever a power outage. And then a slew of chemicals, carbon, and other foods and additives that I've used over periods of time. A can of paint. Yeah, I need to clean this place up. I also have on the sides, I've got MP40s. I've got 1, 2, and 3 of them. There's another one over on the other side. All the controllers, which are a pile right now. I'm needing to get some of that Velcro tape. And those are all run with a Reef link, which I've got over here as well. So right now I'm running, for options of being wise, Ecotech made things on my tank. I've got the 3 MP40s, and then I've got the 2 Radeon lights, so I can all control those with the awesome program EcoSmart Live, and I've them from my phone. So putting stuff into feed mode, changing the lighting schedules, all super easy to do. But this is my tank now. I know I put a video on, I'll post a little link on here. The previous video of the 175, you guys can see the differences in the growth that has happened over that time, because I know that there's been quite a bit, especially with that blue acro. And I've added some more rocks. I'm planning to get more coral. Things change all the time, but that's kind of typical of any kind of reef tank. It's always growing, always changing. But I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to shoot me a message. I'll be happy to answer. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share the videos, and I'll keep making more for you guys. I appreciate all the comments in the last video about the importing of the US clams and stuff, and ended up not doing that just because the complications in the paperwork were doable, but for the time that I was there over Easter, nothing was open, and so I wasn't able to secure the papers that I needed. So I think next time I'm going to go prepared, get the paperwork in advance, and then have that option of getting something maybe for my tank from the States. So looking forward to that. And even right now, you guys can see that my doser is just done. The dosing, that's of alkalinity. Just pumped a bunch in. Now it's going to be all going through the tank, and that should be mixed up into the aquarium pretty shortly.